Hi everyone, back Paulie. So today I thought I'd bring you a review of a pair of gloves that I've been using recently or bought recently. These are the Alpinestars SP8 V2 gloves. In the UK, as you're aware at the moment, the weather's pretty rubbish. You know, we've got kind of snow, hail, rain, literally everything. And as such, I've not been on the bike that much, or not as much as I'd like at least. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to do a review of these gloves because I've bought them fairly recently, so towards the end of last year. I've used them on a few rides, but in terms of the quality and the features and the price, I think these are excellent, and I just thought I'd share this video with you. So if you're either interested or you need a new pair of gloves, you might find it useful. So basically, they're a full leather construction, so full leather gloves. And there's quite a lot of features that Alpinestars have incorporated into these. So as you can probably see, first of all, you've got the knuckle protection. So that's a polymer knuckle guard there. It's got a little bit of Alpinestars branding kind of embossed or beveled into it, so good style in there. But yeah, it's got the knuckle protection. This is a reflective strip that runs across there. You've then got EVA foam padding, so it's on the back here. It kind of runs across pretty much all the things as well. It's raised up, if you can see it there, and you've also got that on the thumb as well. And then on the inside, it's a kind of suede, or I think it's kind of genuine suede on the palm, kind of extra panels stitched in there as well. And these are the full length Gauntlet style gloves, so they are intended for kind of spring and summer use. Definitely not a winter glove. There's no kind of insulation to speak of, and that's what I bought them, is aimed at using this year. So as the weather improves, you know, spring, summertime, I'll be getting out on the bike more, and I've always kind of gone for brands that I kind of know and trust. So in terms of my bike helmet, I have the AVG, and you know, I'm always kind of looking at what's the best kind of quality but at a decent price, and that's when I came across these. They also have a couple of other little kind of design aspects to them. So there's what they call a finger bridge there between the little finger and the third finger. I think that's in the event of an accident, you know. So if you were to come down onto your little finger, if it was like a kind of a low side spill or crash there, to kind of stop that separating a little bit. They also, you can use a touchscreen device on the index finger of these. It's kind of what they call touchscreen enabled. So if you've got a GPS or you're running, say like Google Maps off your phone, that's a handy little bonus, and it does work as well. So I've kind of tested that out. And the current price on these at the moment, so on Sportsbikeshop is where I purchased these from. They're just under £75, they're £74.99. In terms of gloves, obviously there's kind of like a huge range for bikers. So you've got everything from your kind of, you know, normal leather gloves that don't have any protection whatsoever. You've got all the way up to kind of gloves that are £200 plus for full kind of track use. I guess these are kind of aimed more at street riding. They've not got some of the features you'd expect, you know, for regular kind of track riding. You'd probably be fine to do a track day with them, but if you were racing regularly or doing a lot of track days, you'd probably be looking for probably a step above on these. But for general kind of street riding, I think they tick a lot of boxes. Like I said, there's all the protection on them. They've really kind of thought about it, and the quality in terms of the stitching, you know, nothing kind of feels cheap. They feel excellent when you're wearing them. And a lot of bike gloves I've kind of seen now on the market seem to be going for more of like the short cuff style, which is fine. You know, that's not a kind of an issue, I guess, but personally I kind of prefer these, what they call like the long gauntlet. So these can go over the top of your bike jacket, and I always a bit wary on the short glove ones that, you know, if you had an accident and you kind of your jacket moved upwards, that, you know, you could injure kind of like your wrist area more and so on. So yeah, overall I'm very pleased with them. In terms of kind of what I used to have, I had some Spada Predator gloves before this. So this is actually one of my old ones here. As you can see, it's looking a bit worse for wear. I had these a number of years ago, and to be fair, they've done pretty well. These were cheaper than the Alpinestars. I can't remember the exact price, to be fair, but yeah, they've lasted well. You can tell a difference, so in terms of, well, I think you can, in terms of once the Alpinestars are on, they do feel a little bit more sturdy, a little bit more premium, I would say. But, you know, Spada, if they're still doing gloves, I'm guessing they are, they're quite a good pair, not having any issues with those. These ones here are some really old Alpinestars, and these are the, I think they're called Dry Star, which are kind of aimed more at winter riding. These have got like a full insulation, and because they lasted so well, and occasionally I do use those in winter, but again, these are getting a bit warm, and because they're so padded, you lose the dexterity a little bit that you get in the, you know, current gloves. I've got these SP8, and so yeah, I'd say these are definitely an excellent gloves pair of gloves in terms of like summer, spring riding. These are the SP8 V2 as well, so I think there was a version before. So if you are googling them, or if you like the look of these and you want to give them a try, I'd go for the SP8 V2, because from what I've seen online, I think the version before is called SP8. I think they've kind of enhanced and they've added a few little extra features. In terms of the fit then, I'm a large size in these gloves. Sportsbikeshop, they do have a sizing chart on their website, so you can give that a try. Personally, in the old Spada gloves, they were large, and also my Alpinestars winter gloves, they were large, so I pretty much knew what to expect, but they fit perfectly. There's no kind of restriction in the movement. They're very kind of supple, so there's no problems there at all. Obviously, it helps that they're not a winter glove, so they're not restricted by the extra kind of insulation and lining, but yeah, they do feel premium, very kind of comfortable, and you know, you're not going to lose any kind of dexterity, which is really important on a bike glove, because you know, you're going to be operating the throttle and the brakes and the clutch and so on, so you need to be able to have a full range of movement, so no problems there. As I mentioned, they've got the kind of full gauntlet style, so they go well beyond your wrist, so they'll be able to cover the sleeves of your bike jacket, no problem. I doubt they offer much in terms of kind of waterproof ability, but if it was light rain, obviously the fact that they'd be able to cover the sleeve on your jacket might stop it, you know, from getting completely drenched, I guess. But yeah, they're not kind of aimed at, like I said, winter or riding in adverse conditions. They're definitely aimed at spring, kind of summer street riding. You've got the Velcro cuff closure there, and once that's open, it really widens the kind of glove, but you can close it, so obviously it's no really narrow, depending on how you want them to fit. And if you can just see in terms of the detailing in the stitching and so on, you know, there's no kind of areas for concern. Everything looks really well made, as you'd expect on gloves from Alpinestars, really. I've used a lot of their kit in the past and never had any problems, so it's kind of like a brand I trust. In terms of the website, like I say, it's Sportsbikeshop. They're the gloves on there at the moment. You might be able to get them at maybe a lesser price. I've not really shopped around that much. I've used Sportsbikeshop a lot before. I know they're pretty good in terms of returns, and the deliveries are always really quick, and the pricing is often, you know, pretty much on par, if not a lot less than some of the other you know, retailers where you might get your bike kit from. So I've always used them, and I'd recommend their kind of services. I'm not affiliated with, you know, Alpinestars or Sportsbikeshop. It just tends to be that I buy a lot of my kit from them, and I always go for kind of brands that I'm going to trust, like I mentioned the AGV helmets and so on. But I often work to a budget, so I don't go kind of too crazy with a really premium you know, kit in terms of like gloves. Like I say, you can pay upwards of over £200, or you can get cheaper ones than these. It just depends what you're looking at, I guess. But I definitely recommend these for a good quality and a good brand, and all the features that they've got. As I mentioned as well, you've got the functionality for the touchscreen on the index finger. It doesn't work on any other. It's just literally the index finger. But you know, if you're operating GPS or your phone on the go, you know, Google Maps and so on, that's a good little bonus. If you're pulling into the side of the road, saves you getting your taking your gloves off every time. So overall, excellent, and I'll be using them a lot more. So barring any kind of disaster or issues, I think they'll last a good length of time. If you've got any questions or comments, then please put them below the video. I'll put a link below this video to these gloves, and I'll be hopefully doing some more videos soon on the MT09, probably some more on bike vlogs and so on as the weather improves. If you've got any more videos that you'd like to see in terms of kit, or maybe some suggestions for like winter gloves, then please comment below the video. And if you want to see some more videos from me, then just subscribe. Okay, cheers for watching. Thank you.